Imagine a small-town lawyer faced with a moral dilemma that could change everything. What would you do if a mysterious client with no family and a fortune in secret wealth walked into your office? This is the gripping premise of John Grisham's latest novel, The Widow, and it's a story that's as tantalizing as it is thought-provoking. But here's where it gets controversial. Could you resist the temptation to cross the line? And this is the part most people miss. Grisham himself, once a lawyer in Mississippi, admits he's always been curious about such scenarios, though he never faced one himself. 4 decades removed from his legal career, Grisham continues to draw inspiration from his time as a small-town attorney crafting best-selling novels that keep readers on the edge of their seats. His newest work, The Widow, follows lawyer Simon Latch as he navigates a case that could either make his career or destroy it. An elderly woman claims to have millions stashed away, but is she telling the truth? And what happens when her family discovers the secret? The stakes are high, and Simon's moral compass is put to the test. When the widow dies under suspicious circumstances, Simon is accused of hastening her death, forcing him to prove his innocence while unraveling a web of secrets. Grisham, now 70, spoke candidly from his Virginia home about the challenges of writing The Widow. "I had a big problem with the ending," he admitted, a rare occurrence for an author who typically outlines his stories meticulously. "My wife didn't like it. My agent didn't like it. So I kept writing," he said, ultimately crafting a new plot twist for the final quarter of the book. This behind-the-scenes glimpse into his creative process reveals the dedication it takes to deliver a compelling story. During a recent interview with Carrie Miller at St. Paul's Fitzgerald Theater, Grisham discussed his not very lucrative legal career, his work with the Innocence Project, and the struggles of perfecting The Widow. When asked about his inspiration, Grisham credited his fertile imagination and the real-life cases he handled as a lawyer, including 2 murder trials that left a lasting impression. "I never thought about being a writer," he said, until a dramatic courtroom trial at age 30 sparked the idea for his debut novel, A Time to Kill. It took him 3 years to complete, but it launched his career as one of the most successful authors of legal thrillers. But here's a bold question. Did Grisham and fellow lawyer-turned-author Scott Turow inadvertently create a genre that's now saturated with imitators? Grisham laughs about it, acknowledging that Turow's presumed innocence electrified the legal thriller genre and inspired him to finish A Time to Kill. Yet, he notes that many legal thrillers fall flat because lawyers-turned-writers often get bogged down in details, trying to impress readers with their legal knowledge rather than focusing on the story. "I've read a lot of legal thrillers that weren't thrilling," he quipped. Grisham's connection to the Twin Cities runs deep, thanks to a memorable trip in 2019 when his beloved Virginia Cavaliers won the national basketball title during the Final Four in Minneapolis. "We thoroughly enjoyed the city," he recalled, adding a personal touch to his upcoming visit to St. Paul for the Talking Volumes event on October 23rd. As we dive into The Widow, consider this. Simon Latch's struggle between greed and morality mirrors the complexities of human nature. Is he a hero, a villain, or something in between? Grisham masterfully blurs the lines, turning the novel into both a legal thriller and a whodunit. What would you do in Simon's shoes? Let's discuss. Do you think Simon crossed the line, or was he just a victim of circumstance? Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation.